Alright, so just like in the mid-iron video, I'm going to hit, 10 or 12 shots with a pitching wedge, and then also with my 54-degree wedge. Hopefully the 54 doesn't carry over the net that I got here. Yeah, I'm hoping, again, with the ball speed kind of coming down even more, hopefully we get a tighter representation or closer carry average distance on each shot with these wedges. Also kind of curious because with these clubs, these are going to be the highest spinny clubs. I mean, I'm looking at probably, anywhere from 8,500 to 11,000 spin on some of the wedges. So it'd be real interesting to see on these clubs how close the spin numbers are between the two devices.
Alright, so just to save everybody a little bit of time, I have sped up the shot sequences in this video to like 2 times playback. Because I hit like 14 shots with the pitching wedge and 12 with the 54, so I just kind of wanted to try to shorten the length of the video as much as possible. But if you guys like that, or you want to see it even faster, or if you want me to slow it back down, just let me know in the comments below.
Also with this, with the pitching wedge, I kind of look to carry it, I would say like 130, 140 yards, just depending on how well I compress it.
Alright, and since I don't have my wireless mic yet, and I didn't have it whenever I filmed this video, I've kind of muted the background noise from the action camera, since we are still outdoors, and try to clean up the audio just a little bit. But I wanted to go ahead and use this time too to go ahead and mention that there was a long release period between the irons video and this video, mostly because I was kind of at a work conference and then on vacation for the better part of almost 10 days. So now that I'm back home, I'm hoping to get content up for you guys probably every few days. With that being said, I mean, being back home kind of put the finishing touches on redoing my indoor simulator. So I'm going to be doing probably future videos and testing with the SC4 device indoor, so we can kind of test it in that environment a little bit. And in those future videos, I'm kind of planning to try to get the SC4 connected up through E6 Connect software that I have on my iPad, so that maybe we can get better visual representation of a side-by-side video of 2 kind of more 3D ball flights and ranges than what the SC4 app is giving us right now.
Alright, so moving on from the pitching wedge, I'm going to go to my 54 degree, just in hopes that I don't carry any of these shots over the net, but we'll see what happens. I typically carry this club, I would say, about 110, 115 is what I'm looking for here.
Alright, and as we go back to kind of the sped up shot demo here, I will say that in the upcoming videos, so far I think what I've got planned is to do an indoor setup and then just kind of do like a few shots, like 3 shots driver, 5 iron, 7 iron pitch and wedge. That'll be like one video, and then if it's going to work well with the E6 Connect on the iPad, then I might even just play a few holes on a course just to kind of show also what virtual golf looks like and how well the SC4 device can do there. If there's anything specific or anything else you guys can think of that you might want to see, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I would say like one of the interesting things that I saw when I was reviewing the video and the footage of this was that for this 54 degree wedge that I'm hitting, the SC4 device didn't record a spin number on any of the shots. So it must really struggle with high spinny shots, because I think most of these on the GC2 registered over 10,000 and even over 11,000. So Let me know if anybody else is kind of seeing that as well, if you're hitting a high spin number and you're just getting a bunch of misreads. Alright, so we're going to take a quick look at the data here from these two clubs. First up here is the Pitching Wedge spreadsheet. I will say, like, if you want more time on these, please feel free to pause on either one of them. I'm going to quickly just run through this a little bit because the data really looks bad. You would expect with wedges in the ball speed and carry distance of the club coming down to the lowest that we've had so far with the review of the device, like you would get a much better carry difference number, but that's not the case. Like, it is completely gone, I feel like, off the rails here. So yeah, so it looks like carry distance, obviously in the red, I mean, we're looking at over 10% difference here on average per shot. And then ball speed was probably the only one highlight other than launch direction kind of in this set. It maintained a green average just because it's like 1.5 mile per hour or less is kind of what I categorize as green for that. And so it's barely stayed in that range. Spin differential, it's in the yellow. It had some, a handful of pretty good shots, but then most of them were pretty bad, above 25% difference. And then launch angle was just crazy weird. That's kind of why I don't understand these numbers. Both the previous video, the irons test, and this video, I basically shot in the same session, so I hadn't moved the devices or anything. So I mean, we got better numbers with the irons in the previous video than what we got here, and there was no change in setup, so that's kind of why this is really puzzling how bad this was. Alright, so here's the spreadsheet for the 54-degree wedge. I'd like to say things got better, but actually they continue to seem to get worse. And maybe one of the reasons is the higher the spin on the shot, it really struggles on the SC4, because you can kind of notice here the SC4 didn't pick up any spin whatsoever on any of these shots. And as we can tell with the GC2, the spin was over 10,000 on every shot, and for most shots was over 11,000. So that could just be an issue with the SC4 device right now. Hopefully they can address this high spin miss in a future update or something with some of the other things they need to fix. I do think that because it doesn't have a spin calculation, I think that's probably why we're seeing a weird carry number, and there was a really even bad spin numbers on the previous wedge shot. So maybe this is something, if they could address it, it would help the algorithm kind of compute a better carry number, hopefully. Alright, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoy this kind of content, and subscribe so you don't miss those upcoming videos that I've got coming.